Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers podcast, episode 229. Hi, hello, hi. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the show. I'd like to start off this episode with an important culinary announcement. After 27 years, I am officially over the texture of mushrooms.
Oh
Huh.
yeah,
Uh,
good job. I'm proud.
Thanks. Yeah, it was weird. We went to the store yesterday, and I saw mushrooms, and I was like, you know what?
Let's get some.
Today's the day. Today's the day. So I brought them home, sliced them up, sauteed them, ate the whole damn bowl. Or Jill and I split it because turns out she really likes them too, and she also had mushroom texture issues. So both of us got over it, and it was
Nice.
so good, in fact, that I went back to the store today and bought another container and cooked them whole things today the same exact way, and had it with my dinner today too. So yeah.
Grant
As
went
a
through the
as an
character
avid
arc
mushroom
from the
enjoyer,
Mario movie.
as an avid mushroom enjoyer, I'm very proud of you. Good job, Grant.
Thanks.
Round of applause.
I've always liked mushroom flavor, but the texture of mushrooms has really just
Texture
been
throws you
a
off.
issue. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they can be a bit rubbery. I do understand
All right,
but
now it's Alex's turn with pasta. No.
that. Alex doesn't like pasta. What the fuck?
I know,
Man.
right? Ain't that the crazy? Sorry to hate on you, Alex,
Man.
but dang, man, like that is really wild. But we all have our bad opinions like that. I usually get a similar reaction when I tell people I don't like cheesecake or root beer.
Yeah, I like both of those, so I can't really understand either of them. Actually, I can understand root beer. Root beer is weird, but cheesecake, oh, I love cheesecake. Cheesecake is so good.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Anyway, okay. Important announcement is over. How are you boys doing this week?
I'm doing
Uh,
well.
I,
All right.
I
Actually
am
had a pretty good
so
week.
busy.
I feel you, big
I-
dog.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think it could be this busy.
Well,
Well, it can always
But
get
believe
busier,
it,
so.
pal.
it can. I think last week was actually supposed to be busier, but they couldn't figure out my capacity, so I ended up not having to be quite as busy. But like,
Hmm.
it's the middle of sprint planning, and they're like, yes, we need a new scrum master. I'm like, I mean, I would like to look good so I can become a senior next year. And yeah, but I didn't tell them that. I'm just like, it would look good on my resume. And they're
What
like,
was the senior
okay, yep,
discount?
crazy.
Exactly.
um, but yeah, very, 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 very painful. Because I'm also starting my new team, and Unreal Engine is like 140 gigs, or it was, and then
Dude,
the guy on my team that I'm like, hey, is this right? He was like, no, you're supposed to have Unreal 5.5, not 5.3. So I don't install the 130 gig version to install the 100 gig version. I'm just like,
like,
this is stupid.
why do you think Fortnite is so big, bro? Like, it's so stupid.
It's so bad. It's so bad, dude.
Yeah, dude, I had my increment planning last week, or sprint planning last week, and trying to do all of that at work when dude, it was so hard to focus because the move of this past weekend, like just trying to get ready for that, and it's all I could think about, and having to be in meetings all day doing all that stuff. I feel you.
Mhm. Yeah, now I'm in like a bazillion. Uh so the I think product owner. I don't know. I never know anybody else's title, right? But he had me scheduled for two meetings, right? He has we one scheduled at lunch and one scheduled right after lunch. And I'm just like, I don't have any free time from 11 until 1:30. And then he canceled the one at lunch. I'm like, thank God I can eat.
Yeah, that seems to
No,
be
no
like an
lunch for
industry
you.
problem. I don't really understand why people think we can just be scheduling meetings during the lunch hour. What are we doing here? We're white collar people, okay? Lunch is sacred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to school so that we could have lunchtime. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had my lunch timey-wimey for like 25 years,
That's
you
my whole
weirsies.
life.
So, Yeah, no, I hate that when people schedule 12 to 1 and like people do it because no everyone keeps their calendar open because you know why? They want to eat lunch.
Lunch. Yeah,
Yep.
my I guess now previous team lead did not. He would schedule himself out of office for lunch.
Yeah, see, now
That's
Hilarious.
big brain.
if I always ate at
But
the
I
same time every day, I'd do that too.
yeah, but I don't, so I can't.
Yeah.
Make
Um
it a habit. Easy. Problem solved.
Dude, I am
Eat
so bad
lunch
about
same
making
time every
habits.
day, and then you can just always.
Okay, well, let's get right on rolling in the show. Let's see. We're starting off this with a quote from the Outer Worlds 2's director on meaningful role-playing consequences. Did it cut something off, Alex? Not
Uh,
every game is for every single person. Sometimes you have to pick a lane.
That's fair.
No, that was the title. It said banning respect. They won't. So
Oh,
like specializing categories, but like a lot of games recently, you can re-roll it. Like,
Yeah.
but they said they're not gonna have it, which is fine. It's like a consequence of your action. But like the
oh,
problem is,
respect. I didn't know the definition of the term
Respecting.
Oh,
Yeah.
respec. I was like, I
yeah,
kept seeing
Yeah.
respect, but without the T.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. To reallocate the distribution of skill points on a character's skill tree
yeah.
Yeah.
for
They said they're
fellow
not gonna
slow
have
people
it.
out there.
Um,
Okay.
but there's always the problem of if you haven't balanced your game around any play style because people make different choices. That's kind of why it existed, was because people couldn't beat your games.
I'm gonna get my reference out early, but as a FromSoft player, that's retarded. Uh, like, like truly, truly retarded. Um,
What, banning
yeah,
respect
banning
or
banning respects because the entire point of the game, like you can play it through once, and then you go and use whatever respec item, go to the person that lets you do it, and then you can play the game again with a different setup on your new game plus instead of like, because that way, like if you do it with like banning respecs, you literally have to play the game on every new game plus the exact same way that you played it on the very first one, which is stupid to me.
I
I
think
don't know if this will have New Game Plus, but you also got to remember that the vast majority of people who play a game don't even beat their first playthrough.
That's also true.
Yeah.
So
Heck,
like
I still haven't beaten
removing this
three.
special, the way people can just kind of, oh, my character was bad, let me change. Like this isn't gonna have people make consequences. It's just gonna have people look up, can my build beat the game, and min max it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's gonna be min max hell.
would a happy medium be to have it as an
But
unlock after you beat the game one time?
that would be okay. That would be a cool thing. I would be fine with that, honestly.
Because, like, okay,
But
you
then
can
I
make your
don't
point
think
about forcing the guys to play a certain way, and then once they do what you ask them to, now can they have what they want?
Well,
I do think though if you're gonna lock it behind beating the game first, then it should be an unlimited thing, not something that you can like.
Yeah.
Because
let me.
the way that like Soulsborne games like try to balance it, and instead of just being able to respec whenever the hell you want, you have to actually get like the respec items and then take it to whatever character is supposed to do it for you, and then you can respec. But if if you're not gonna be able to do it until after you completely beat the game once, then I feel like you should be able to do it infinitely.
Yeah, that's what I meant, I think.
Yeah.
I just think that you should be able to do it even if it's items in the game, uh, because like a lot of it, as I mentioned, it's like they didn't test it, so it doesn't work, or your build doesn't work, or whatever. Like they didn't balance it around you not having fighting abilities, or like, because there's games where it's like, you can charisma your way out of it until the end of the game, and then you have to fight,
Mm.
but you can't because you don't have the skills. But a good example is Cyberpunk has a commando perk that lets you have all your perks underwater for that tree or whatever. You literally never play underwater. It's just wasted skill points to click that skill.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Is that something they were?
Well, that seems like
thinking
a kind of a shitty game design if there are skills that are inherently just like not
Worthless.
useful in any way.
Yeah, it's not. That's not a player problem. That is a them problem.
Literally
Yeah.
a dev problem.
Just
Yeah.
literally, just like what is it? Is it like the WoW
I don't
thing
feel
where
like it.
like if you remove it, it's going to shatter the entire game? Like,
Well,
just
this one
get it
they
out of there.
How would it though?
I don't know. I don't understand how the WoW one broke. Would break all of
I
WoW,
guess
but
I don't either.
well,
But
no, it's because nobody understands how the guy made the market, because he used like a ton of different programming languages at the time.
interesting.
Even if
okay,
they
but
want to
like
fix my
eventually
game,
you
they can't
throw it in
because I
the
spaghettified it.
I really spaghettified it. So to change the WoW market, they would have to literally build it from scratch.
Wonderful.
But wasn't
And
that
it's
like
like,
tied
but
to
it
like
works.
the way
So
that the size of the weapons is, like the quality of them?
I don't
There's
know,
something
maybe.
weird like attached to it. Maybe it was inventory. I don't know. It was something stupid. And this is the same vibe of, if it's stupid, then why aren't you removing it?
Because they want you to waste your points, obviously.
But why? Why would you want that?
Also, I don't know. Sometimes people are just staunch for no specific reason. Specific reason.
Yeah.
People like just like standing on business even when the business doesn't exist.
Is stupid. Yeah. Makes
True.
absolutely no sense.
I mean, Reddit exists for a reason.
Exactly.
That's very true. That's very true.
Persona 4 Revival and Stranger Than Heaven will both release in fiscal year 2027 or beyond, which means after April 2026, according to Sega Fiscal Report.
Oh,
Well,
sounds about right. But
those dates are so far out anyway that they don't even matter. They could totally just be lies.
Those aren't real dates.
it's a good point. But they put like
It is not a good point. Those are real dates.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
they
what they
put
have to.
like
They
their
have to.
projections timeline.
Yeah, like they have to give a date to the investors because it's a fiscal report. But
But
that
you
doesn't
push
mean
it
they
back.
have to hit there. Yeah, it just means like
You push it back so that they don't get mad when you have to push it back because you're behind. You pull it under promise, over deliver.
Because that's what they showed.
Or under promise, set the expectation in the dirt,
And then
and then whenever you actually do it, blow them away.
that's what
Good gameplay.
overpromise or under promise over deliver
under promise,
means.
over deliver.
I thought
Oh,
you
I
were
thought
gonna
he said
say
it the other
under
way around.
promise under deliver.
No, I thought he said it over.
Me
I
too.
thought he said it the other way around. I thought he said over promise under deliver.
No. That's EA's. Thanks, Alex.
God.
That's EA's
Okay,
strategy.
to be fair, that's a lot of companies' strategy right now.
True.
That's
a
so true.
lot of companies' strategies.
Nier creator Yoko Taro reveals the sad reality of modern AAA game development. Quote, "There's less weird people making games." How? Oh, how do I
Does that
say
mean
this
like
politely?
all the good games are made by weird people?
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
All this. Let me put it this way: the spectrum is a Venn diagram of being good at coding and thinking outside the box in the weirdest ways.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, I don't know. I guess yeah, sad reality. There's less. Are we saying there's less autists in the game development community? We need to up that up.
I
Maybe
mean,
I should apply. I can help out.
That's exactly right.
Can make that gator
I
beat
think
him
they're
up.
looking for us. I think they're looking for us.
Uh,
Avengers Assemble.
let's see. From the game business, quote, most third-party Switch 2 games are posting very low numbers. One third-party publisher characterized the numbers as, quote, below our lowest estimates despite the hardware sales, or the strong hardware sales. And
You
uh,
brought
yeah, nobody's
I
shocked. The only good
nope.
physical selling game is Mario Kart World and Cyberpunk because those are the only two games you can buy where the game is actually on the card, and
Yeah,
hence
like if
therefore
I
the only ones that
Yeah.
they care about.
it's also not just that. It's just everything's
these
old.
aren't. Yeah,
That's true.
even Split
Yakuza Zero
Fiction
got
came
new
out.
stuff, I guess, but that's
The
10 years
I
old.
mean, you've got the it's damn. Yeah, that's not even. Ooh, whoop a! I can buy it for full price, or I can buy it on the another system for
$20.
$20.
Yeah, the problem that the Switch 2 has also that the Switch 1 did not is that the Steam Deck exists and other similar devices. So third-party
They
games
don't
are
have to
going to be
wait.
they're third-party games on Switch 2 are most of the time going to be a worse option. They'll perform
Yeah.
better for now because of the optimization and also that the Switch 2 is newer hardware than they will on the Steam
But
Deck.
Once the Steam Deck gets a new iteration,
Dude,
Y-
Steam Deck 2 is gonna go crazy.
it's over.
Yeah,
Or
and like
what
the
was the other
Steam
company? The
library,
ROG,
the
right?
yeah, the RG Ally or whatever. The
Yeah,
I mean,
that one's gonna go pretty far ahead too. I feel like.
I guess the Steam Deck's fair, but like also the Switch 2 already outsold it.
I mean,
So
yes.
I
yeah, but
don't
that
think
doesn't mean
true.
that
anything for
matters. I think
sales
the
numbers.
bigger problem is the fact that every single game released that wasn't by Nintendo, when people are buying a new console and they're buying the new console, it's gonna be for the brand new game Mario Kart, is that they're all ports. Nobody cares because they're all old. They
Yeah,
already played them.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think,
Like the price you would pay to get it on Switch 2 compared to the price you'd pay to get it on
except
like
for like,
Steam or the PlayStation Store is like super preventative in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
except for like Split Fiction, I think, because that only came out a couple months ago, right? When
Y-
was that, Alex?
Yeah, it
It's not that old,
yeah, it came out this year.
But it's still like
like February.
that's still one of like the newest games, and I guarantee you it's already on sale on PlayStation and whatever else released on other systems. I'm sure. But, like that's
And
like
also, to be fair, it's not just the Steam Deck; it's all PC
all of
handhelds.
it's
It sure has outsold the Steam Deck, but
and
there's a myriad of them now. I don't know, like game handheld gaming today is so different than it was when the Switch 1 came out because the Switch 1 kind of started all this, but now
yeah,
we have all
Yeah.
this. This quote quote this.
Yeah.
So
and
like
This.
you don't really need like unless Switch is your only way to play it. But even then, why are you like? Are you really going to spend full price at launch?
No.
Yes, I think we're gonna see a point where it gets back to what it usually is, where they're outselling. Because I think this is why the devs are actually mad, right? Is because we've seen a lot of sales charts in the past, and the Switch is usually number one, like far above the other three platforms you can buy.
Even though the game runs significantly worse,
Um,
just because of the
no, because a
platform.
lot of, I mean, sure, some it runs worse, but the good amount of the time, depending on what it is, it might just be the same.
I mean, also usually it is worse,
Um,
but you're not. We've discussed this at length already. The point of it is not because it looks great; it's because you could do it anywhere you want.
but I
Yeah.
think the bigger thing with this is these are all older, and they've all been ported, and they're all ported at full price. like I think the only one they announced for opening that got new content was Yakuza 0. The new games,
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6, awesome. Didn't get new content. I guess it got the amiibo, but then
But
you're
the amiibo
spending
are
$100.
$40 a piece.
But the
Yeah,
amiibo
you're
$40
spending
a piece
$120 more.
for,
So,
or 40 for the cart. But like that, but
my
well, I
bad,
was thinking more like
160.
the I was thinking more like the season 2 stuff. But like that's not something exclusive to the Switch.
Yeah, like
why?
Something else I don't think we really ever discuss much at all because we aren't economics people.
Yeah.
Economy not bad right now. Everybody's kind of nervous. And spending is like down. With all
Down.
how all the tariffs and everything that's been going on. Like that stuff's getting pretty real, and things are getting pretty expensive, and people are just not willing to spend as much money on
Yeah, I mean,
games. So like they're like it's just preventative outright
and
because of external
yeah, I mean,
things going
and
on.
it's not just games either, right? Like, because I've seen it with theme park people where they're like, "Oh, well, Disney's slow," and people are like, "Oh, but it's because of Epic." But Epic's having the same problem. They're still slow. They're inefficient. They, but like,
Yeah.
so it looks busier because their rides are inefficient for their capacity. But like every other theme park in Orlando other than Epic is having a slow summer because nobody wants to spend the money, you know?
If everything else costs an arm and a leg to actually get.
Yeah,
Then
it's
yeah,
a lot of
exactly. So why are
things.
you wanting, like, you're not going to spend money on fun because you're spending money trying to live.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and also these days, like I know it's still not incredibly popular by any means, but game streaming is way more prevalent. So like
God, I hate
people are,
streaming games.
well, I mean like PlayStation Portal kind of thing, or like Xbox Play Anywhere. Like people have consoles, but then they can play them out there. And like Yakuza 0, I got on PlayStation. I bought it like last year, I think, for like $5. So
Yeah,
like,
nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
that's, I wouldn't call it a large percentage, but there's like that's just a thing to add to the list. Like people do that now. People stream
Yeah,
their PlayStation to their phone or their Xbox to their phone or whatever. They get one of those handhelds that do it. Um,
there's no, it's just, especially at the launch of a console, because I feel like Wii U had the same problem.
there's the Wii U mention.
Not not necessarily um the no, the Switch is bad, but the Wii U had this exact same problem where the games for the third parties were a year plus old. You know,
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
it ran worse, but there was no benefit that came with it running worse because Wii U was old hardware by the time it came out, so like it
I mean,
couldn't
so
keep
Switch,
up.
but you had the benefit
That's
of
what I'm
it could
saying. The
anywhere.
Switch had
Yeah,
the selling point of it can go anywhere. The Wii U did not. So that at that point it's just bad. But yeah, so the I don't
Don't let
know.
Alex hear you say that.
Hey,
Ah,
hey, my Wii U gamepad is right there, okay? I'm a survivor. I earned this.
Grant doubled down, dude.
Yeah, bro.
I
He
bought it, I
sold
sold
his
it, I
and then
bought it
went back
again.
in,
He made it through hell. Don't worry, Alex.
and then went
You
right
have
back
you
in.
have someone with you.
Yeah, me.
I'm everybody on this show except you with me. What are you
Yeah,
talking
literally.
about?
Hush, hush. Hush, hush.
Uh,
To be fair, I can't have survived it because I never went through hell.
Yeah, that's fair.
um,
After my Wii shit itself, my family went to PlayStation.
we're oh no, that's something I'll look it up later. Never mind. Scott the Wasp thing. Um, oh yeah, we're a Mad Cats family.
Oh yeah.
Xbox adds Steam and other store games to its Xbox PC app on Windows. This will not be getting me to use the Xbox PC app on Windows.
Hell no. Yeah.
Right?
Don't use Steam.
Dude, I had to it took like 2 days for me to get the Xbox accessories app to work on my computer last time I tried cuz I wanted to check my settings on my Elite controller, but the app
Yeah.
just didn't work, and it ended up taking 2 days of doing reg edits and having to uninstall, reinstall stuff because Microsoft gets weird about you trying to uninstall things like that. So after that experience, I guarantee I will not be using any Xbox app on PT.
Yeah, the UI for pretty much all of them sucks ass too.
Well, that goes for most of Microsoft's products.
Yeah,
mean,
because
yeah,
they
but-
copy pasted the Xbox one, but the Xbox one's made to be used with a controller. So now it's like, what am I doing here? This feels wrong.
It should.
It does.
And it does not work with a mouse.
Warner Brothers Games restructures into divisions based on Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and DC Universe. Okay. So now we have 4
Interesting.
Warner Brothers divisions?
Why?
One for each franchise, I guess?
Don't worry, they'll all shut down within a year.
Realistically, Warner Brothers should just do what Marvel did and hit up other companies.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't even know
especially
what
for,
I
like,
think Warner Brothers should do at this point.
Just fair.
Stop.
Yeah, that's a good one. Stop.
You know what? Just fire everybody.
Do
some
nothing.
Just go up.
Do nothing and win.
Just get some help.
Well, it's more like lose, right? But
Well, yeah, I guess, but like currently they're doing something and it still looks like they're going to lose. So,
true.
True.
But
They
they're,
just
I get their perspective. It's, oh, if we let other companies make the game, we lose money. But it's like, no, you'll actually probably make more
Literally.
because the game would come out. How many years
Yeah.
they spent on Wonder Woman?
like at some point you just admit you need to release the game.
yeah, at some point, really, you just got to admit you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but that requires someone competent in charge. And they only have Mr. Money Eater. Sell everything, get rid of
His
it.
name is Mr. Krabs. Thank you.
No.
Mr. Money Eater. Um, Nintendo has fixed its London Underground ad, which claimed Metroid Prime 4 was out now. Man, people were traveling to that like the Mecca for the little bit that it was up. I was loving all the little photos of people just like reaching out towards it, being like, "Oh, it's there," but it's not. Yeah, I'm honestly
Dude, the
surprised it
amount of
took.
people who thought they were gonna shadow drop it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
The
like
game's
no
only
way
been in
that's not
development
happening.
hell. Like
No, we have a pretty good timeline. Like its timelines follow the game pretty well based on, the fact they restarted development completely.
yeah, but like they're not just gonna shadow drop that shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, with everything that's happened, they're for sure gonna milk it for everything it's worth.
And they
Yeah,
already have been with all
it's
the
for,
like in all the directs because they had it in both directs, didn't they?
Yeah,
they got stuff to talk about for it.
I'm ready
Which
for
is
that
really why
special
they
edition Pro controller, so I can have a shallow excuse to get a Switch 2 Pro
Pro
controller.
2, yeah.
it's realistically though why they should have dropped 2 and 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they should have done a lot of things, like a Wind Waker Twilight Princess, but
Zelda.
I'm not gonna get back into that today. I've had a good day today, and I don't want to be upset.
This time.
And oh yeah, the DK Bonanza Direct that was last week. I don't know about you guys, but I was
Oh.
super
Dude,
not interested until that Direct. Now I am pretty hype about it. That
Well, it's
that
like-
game looks
What
fun.
did we really
Dude, it
know
looks
about it
really
before
fun,
the direct?
honestly.
Like
Which
That
what,
really
you,
sucks.
honestly,
the environment was destructible and that Odd Rock.
and you play as Donkey Kong in the Donkey Kong game.
It was the
we knew
first
basically,
3D
like,
Donkey Kong in what 25 years. That was
Yeah.
and it looked like the Odyssey team, which we've seen a lot of menus from the game, and they're like, oh, we don't know what team. It's all the Odyssey menus.
Yeah, it's literally
Hmm,
Donkey Kong Iliad.
I wonder what team it's working on. To be fair, it might not be the Odyssey team, but like people from the Odyssey team, like there's a rumor I think I saw that the Odyssey team split into 2 teams or something like that.
Hmm.
I could see it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I don't even know if it was that team or not, but it does for sure look like Donkey Kong
dude,
Odyssey.
it's just like
But honestly,
there's so much going on in that game now. I'm just like, yeah, I'll get that at launch.
Were you not going to?
I don't. I was debating it, depending on if it looked like it was worthwhile to buy.
Yeah, I wasn't before the direct for sure, because I mean, like, and even then, I still might not, just because I'm trying to really lock down on discipline on spending on this. Um, so unless Jewel did hint that she might buy it for me a few weeks ago, so we'll see. I might get it,
Hmm.
but I ain't gonna pay for it, and I don't. We'll see. If she's not getting it for me, then I'm probably not gonna get it at launch, just because I need to work on my discipline.
Well,
But
you did just move.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, you're right. I don't have the money to be spending on it, but I also know that I would buy it anyway if given the chance.
I mean,
So
I don't either, but like I'm going to use it uh as an excuse to try to revitalize StormwindGames a little bit. Because those songs, I'm still getting like a decent number of views on the songs from Paper Mario. So
And
like,
these might actually be bangers.
No.
and even if they're not, that I just have to be first.
um, I yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I'm super excited. The young Pauline thing, like, cool, I guess. So this is I can't stop thinking about how this is just Wreck It Ralph.
Literally.
You and everyone else.
Yeah. But the gameplay looks fun. I love all the hyper focusing on bananas. Like, obviously DK, it's bananas. It's pretty obvious,
Did
but
you
like
see the?
it's like overstimulating levels of bananas.
Did you see one of the maps?
it does look
Looks like
really
the
fun.
silhouette of King K. Rool's head.
Mm.
So we might finally get the return of him.
Um. So yeah, I definitely will be watching that closely, and I'm excited to see some reviews. We're less than a month away from that game coming out. Comes out like mid-July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the crazy part.
And there's an amiibo that looks super cool that
And
I
an
can't
amiibo.
buy because it's $30, dude. Get out of here with that.
Okay. Grant, you do have $10 from Best Buy though. You can make it
No,
$20.
no,
But
no,
but see, but the difference is this one isn't in a set.
no,
So
Bro,
it
why
won't-
are
no.
you
I'm
trying to
not.
make him
I'm
a
not. I
human
don't
like
care
me?
if I get
Go away,
$10 off one
Brandon.
He was
amiibo. I'm not giving in to $30 figures, dude. That is crazy. That is
crazy
highway
work.
robbery.
Stop trying to make him a satisficer like you.
Also, I have a whole suitcase of Smash Amiibo here that have no home. Why I can't buy more?
I mean, you can.
Dude,
It's just not a good idea.
that VTuber coach where it's like no more amiibo.
Let me be
true.
like that guy.
Or just bring it back down to 16 ducks like it was before. I really
No.
wasn't okay with that, but you know what? I'd buy it if it was still $16.
That's not as much money for Nintendo. We don't like
I
that.
feel like
Yeah,
this one would
Shiggy's
have
gonna
been.
starve.
This one was gonna be 25 initially.
Yeah, I feel like this was gonna be the same price as the Skylaw Zelda
See,
amiibo.
the 25 I hated too, but the Zelda part got me. Donkey Kong, he's my homie, but no, we're just not doing it. We're not doing it. I'm putting my
Dude,
foot
like-
down.
It's like 2 solid games though,
Real.
like Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong, but I'm still not getting a Switch 2 for a long while.
I would say like
Personally.
Well,
I
wait for
really-
a special, honestly.
I do want to be able to play Donkey Kong at some point, but I'm not getting a Switch 2 for a while.
Yeah, nah.
I don't blame you. I still haven't really convinced myself that, like, I don't know.
It's worth it.
I really will not try to argue that it's like great. I think
Right.
it's for the hardware, it's fine money, but at the state it is right now, given that it's launch, and really this is the same for any console. If you aren't a fanboy of the platform, then you really probably shouldn't buy it at launch, no matter what it is, because there's not going to be a
Yeah.
whole lot to do unless you just really like Nintendo or Sony or whatever. Like,
Whatever it happens to
so
be.
like
Yeah.
if you're just like casual Nintendo fan, then there's not really that much to grab you.
Yeah, I mean, there's Mario Kart,
But if you're
like,
sick in the head like some of us here, I've been doing nothing but playing my Switch 2 since I got it. I've put so much
yeah,
time on this thing already.
dude. Up until the game of the week, I hadn't
It's
even
good though, you're
played.
having fun with it.
I hadn't even
That's
like
what matters.
played another thing on here. Like I exclusively used it as a Mario Kart machine.
We need help.
We
That's real.
knew that. We knew that.
All right, on to Collector's Corner, the weekly segment where we go around and talk about the games we've been playing, the games we've been buying. Sorry we spoiled a little bit of that. But yeah, good things, bad things, and the like. Things have been going on. We spin a wheel to determine who goes first. Let's see who's up. Spin the wheel. Oh, it's close. Cooper, you're up. Did Cooper just zone out because he was like, no way I'm going to get
Oh,
first?
sorry. Yeah, dude. I actually got first.
Yeah.
Cooper went, I'm not listening.
Yeah.
I literally just spaced out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really tired. I'm gonna probably crash after the show.
I feel you, bud.
Me too.
Um, I've been doing a good bit of homework. I
Damn, man. You're
mean,
you're really deflated. That sucks.
um, been doing that. Haven't really been playing a whole lot. I don't think I've been playing like anything really. Cause it's either homework or just work.
Gotcha.
So not much, yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. What a
Boo.
Yeah.
boring start to the
We
segment.
hate this guy,
Dude, what a
bro.
boring. Yeah, first to go, it's like the most boring, but it's okay. But no, I just been. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm done with summer, dude. Summer classes are good because it gets me ahead, but I'm so done with them.
I feel you,
Summer
bud. I had to
done.
take
We,
summer
we
classes.
warned you.
They definitely suck, but
No, I
Yeah.
I
have
think
to
I'm
take
the
them.
only
Dude,
one that didn't.
I took 2 semesters
Alex
of summer
Alex
classes,
took it
and
so
I
that
took mini masters both times to make sure I could have some summer.
that's smart. Yeah, no, but like, it's like either I do them or I don't, and I have an extra like 2 more semesters. So it's been like 4 years out of 2 year, bro. I'm already spending 3 years, so I'd rather take the summer classes.
Yeah, I didn't really get a choice
summer
once I
classes
started
do really suck.
co-oping.
Yeah.
I just kind of, I lost
well,
my summers at an early age. So
Mm.
I
yeah,
feel
but
you.
granted, you get to be senior earlier.
True, I
True.
guess. I don't know.
Is it worth though?
Is it
Is it worth?
literally?
Is it
Maybe.
worth wanting to
Uh,
die?
Okay, but
I'm
you would
ki-
want to die
I'm kidding.
regardless.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I'm up next. Let's see. So yeah, I moved. That chewed me up and spit me out, son. I'm starting to realize that I am not 20 anymore. Um, and like
Paper
I
movers
didn't
next
die.
time.
Like I know I'm not 40. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I was more exhausted than I have been from doing stuff like that before. Uh, it was super hot, of course. Luckily
Summer.
it poured rain, but it didn't rain until we were done with everything, so that was clutch timing. But it was hot all day before that and
Yep.
very exhausting. But we're moved over
Gotta
here.
do it first thing in the
so-
morning.
Yeah. So I really have been doing a lot of that. Setting up the new game room, setting up the house. Really, the garage is a wreck. I can't even park in it right now. So I got
Well, that
work to do there. Just a lot of
says
stuff,
you're in the
dude.
moving stage of there's stuff over there and I need it here.
Yeah, I
but then
was like
stuff
that
here.
last week, but this week we got most of it. So like all the stuff that's still over there is stuff that is like, I don't really need it
Immediately
immediately.
need it. Yeah, I don't immediately need it right this second.
If the Switch 2 had not come out and I was playing what I had been playing before the Switch 2 came out, I would have gotten my other games over here much quicker because I was playing handheld stuff a lot. But the Switch 2
Yeah.
kind of happened, so I haven't really, I've not missed it. Um, so yeah, I've just been exhausting myself day after day, um, and trying to get into a new routine here and stuff, and it's going well so far. I have been only playing on my Switch 2 because I really have not played uh, as many video games as I think I would have been, but I have been playing a bunch of Mario Kart with Aaron, playing multiplayer with that. Um, we finally got first place in all the knockout tours. We did not get 3 stars in all of them, obviously, because that is going to be a nightmare to try to do.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice if felt harder when you were
Yes,
playing with multiplayer?
I paid very close attention to that, and yes, it is harder. Um, I don't know if it's just the fact that there's more cognizant people playing the game, or if they turn up the AI, or both. Um, but it is definitely more difficult. But I played a good bit of that. I unlocked mirror mode. Um,
Nice.
played a little bit of that, and then I think I mentioned it on the show last week that I switched to Tears of the Kingdom instead of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and that game has continued to hook me the same way it did the first time, which is great. The visuals are just so much better. Like, I don't know, man. I know we talk about the graphics don't matter sort of thing, blah blah blah, whatever. But I really do like the fact that the stone is not smudge. It is stone now. I like that things are things and not just blurry general things. Um, so yeah, I've been playing
Graphics
a
don't make the game, but they can significantly enhance it.
yeah, they sure do make it a way better. Um, and yeah, that's mostly it. It's just Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Kart World. Um, yeah, I don't know. I bought a shower curtain, a SpongeBob shower curtain. That's I've been buying a lot of boring house stuff, spending my money on things
Yeah,
I don't want to spend money on, and this, that, and the other,
that's me every
whatever.
week.
Yeah, but it is what it is. The worst part's over, so we're chugging along. All right,
No,
let's
I
see.
felt that
Huh?
um, I had to go to the store and buy different house things this last week, and one of those was like rug cleaner because I've got like it looks like bites, but I don't know if they're bites, but they're all like on one side.
Hmm.
So I bought rug cleaner to try to vacuum and kill whatever was this if there was anything in the carpet.
That's a good idea. All right, Kyle, you're up.
All right. I um played some Dark Souls. I played some Deep Rock Galactic. I play. Oh, the run of Lies of P that I was playing forever ago. The strength build run that I was doing. I talked about on the show a while back. I
Yeah.
finally came back to that and finished that. Um, let's see. Did I play anything else? I played more Elden Ring Night Rain, of course. Um, I played a little bit of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
Um,
You bought it?
well, I had gotten it back in February. Brendan gave it to me for my birthday. Um, but I had such a long list of games that I was playing at that point that I didn't really
Get around to it.
I didn't really play it at the time, but I started playing it some last week. It's fun. Um,
You can play the DLC when it comes out in September.
It's enjoyable.
You
I don't
got
know if I'll do that just yet, but I might.
you got plenty of time, a few months.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, the first DLC I'm thinking about buying is Lies of P Overture.
Yeah,
Um,
that
so
makes
that's
sense.
probably at the top of my list right now. Since all the Elden Ring Night Rain DLC I already paid for, since I have the deluxe edition of the game, so I don't actually have to worry about that. But um, I don't think I've played anything else. Did some homework, obviously that was boring, but I did it.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, nothing else.
All
I
right.
think that's about it. I have a pretty easy list today. So
Battle of the siblings. Let's see who's last. Should have said Battle of the brothers. That's way cooler instead.
Battle of the Twins.
Battle of the
Cameron's
uh,
last. Let's go. Alex,
Battle
you're
of
up.
the Little Boys.
Okay. As I mentioned, right, I bought the stuff for cleaning, whatever. Uh, I had on Friday. I had a morning shift. Oh, it was so bad.
Oh, poor
They had
Kind
thing.
of
me.
goaded though.
Not when you're
Well,
used to night shifts.
yeah, I work night, and they've changed a lot in morning since I did morning 2.5 years ago for training.
Mm.
So like, I get in, and the first thing it gives me is bar mats. Uh, I can't get in the bar; it's locked. So I chill out there till a leader shows up to open the damn bar. And then I was like, he had to call someone because I was like, you just set it down or whatever. And he's like, have you done it before? And I was like, well, obviously not. I work nights. I don't know. There was that. And then they were like, all right, can you go work? I do that and do something else for a few hours. And then they're like, can you go to a main restaurant? It was so bad. I lasted 2 orders before the coordinator came over and was like, "No," because I don't know the morning stuff. I don't know we give them. I don't know what the items are. I know we sell a taco bowl. I don't know how to make it on the line right there.
Hmm.
Um. So yeah, just bad shift all the way around.
Great.
I didn't get my break till 5.5 hours in for a 6-hour shift.
Damn.
So you just went home? I'm
Basically,
going on
yeah.
break. Okay, I'm off break. Clocking out.
Yep.
Yep,
Sounds
that,
like you
yep,
just
yep, yep, yep.
goodbye. You'll take care.
What did I actually play? The game of the week with Cameron. We went into Magic yesterday and we did Buzz. Um, I don't know.
It was
Hogwarts
busier than
Legacy.
we were,
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
but it also
That's
drained. So like everyone was trying to take advantage of, humidity
inside
over
rides.
90+ degree heat.
Yeah, yeah. Also inside rides because it was like over cloudy and under weather watch like all day, so they weren't running like Splash Mountain or Thunder Mountain or stuff that's outside.
Thunder
Mm.
Mountain's close for a refurb.
Fair enough, but it wouldn't have been running anyways. It was
That's
just insane.
that's also true.
A lot of rivals. I was cleaning up some of the events I'd been leaving that were ending.
Oh, I would have forgotten about that. Yeah.
Um, I feel like I played something else. I don't remember what it was.
Well, all
That's
right
it.
then.
Just simple week.
All right, Cameron, we'll finish us out then.
All right, you already know Mario Kart. Lots of Mario Kart lesson. It's been the last few weeks because I've been
Yeah, he had
trying
to
to.
actually work.
Hate when that
Yeah,
happens.
I hate when that
That's
happens.
assault.
Yeah, trying to adjust to my new team, so haven't gotten a lot of time, or as much time as I normally do. 'Cause- but I've been using it instead to like just record or render out all my recordings, which I think I've only got like half of what I played. So like it's ridiculous how much I'm not playing, but I still have like 20 hours of recordings from just Mario Kart. Um, let's see. Played Game of the Week. Played. Played some Marvel Rivals with because Alex asked me to. I did Space Ranger Spin at Magic. I went to studios Saturday because I drove Chelsea and I didn't want to drive home in case she needed me. So got I haven't shown y'all. I did this ridiculousness. Hold on.
Wait, what?
Comments from the peanut gallery.
Hold
I
on.
did this
I'm giggling about
ridiculousness.
something, but
What do we have here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I've already seen this.
Yeah, you.
oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Christ, dude.
Here's $1,000.
Yeah, you
Wow.
sent that on
Dude's
the
even
you
got
sent
a
that on
custom
Snapchat.
pool noodle holder?
I cut that. Yeah, I went and bought it for a couple bucks over at Publix. Um,
God, your
just
video's loud.
Yeah, I
I
muted it
opened it
first thing.
and
it's got the Mario Kart countdown,
Uh,
so it's time to that.
I don't think you needed to blare out, like turn it up all the
Was
way. And
it
Alex, he
wasn't.
didn't need to
That's
do
just the way
any
it's
of
recorded.
it.
I didn't need to do any of that. Yeah, that's true.
you know what? That's fair.
Yeah, so I
Well,
did. So I took most of my Magic Bands and Chelsea's Magic Bands and created a little 5x5 board and did little countdown because I wanted to do something for the 30th anniversary video that I'm gonna do because that seems to be like the most consistent video that there's zero chance of getting hit with copyright strike on. So I'm going, I'm gonna keep putting in the effort that I have to. But I was like, well, I want to do something unique for it. I will never do this again. This this sucked to carry around. It barely fit in the backpack, so I stopped throwing it in the
it
backpack.
fit at all?
Yeah, it fit. It yeah, because I use that basically school size backpack. It fit like top to bottom. It fit. It just it was a little scrunched, but it worked.
Yeah, I hate every bit of that.
It did shatter because it was held together by zip ties. You know,
Nice.
and classic engineering. Um, so it the security woman broke it, putting it because she pulled everything out because my bag went off because of some block I forgot was in there. Um, and it it was fine when it pulled out, but it's not fine when I pulled it out in the park. So yeah, that was great. So I had to use Magic Band to hold it together. That was fun. Um,
That
and for our viewers, if you want to see this, it's on my Stormwind Adventures YouTube channel.
Nah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
Cameron's like the YouTubers who are like, I gotta plug my merch.
If I had merch to
Yeah.
plug, I would.
we know.
Real.
But yeah, I think it certainly did work. So the numbers, I turned off each magic band that was not as part of the creation of the numbers.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I noticed it. I was like, this can't be something you programmed because you cut from video to video.
Yeah. I wanted to not have to do that, but it was really I that I ended up having to go to get animated, the little thing they're doing for Cool Kids Summer, because I had exactly one effect during the villain show where it actually like lit all 25 up at the same moment.
Mhm.
Every other effect during the show was just like, well, here's like 22, 23, and like this isn't helping. Even getting just, you know, the like 10 or so for the 3 and the 2 was more effort than I would have thought it would be. So I will not be doing that again.
That's good to know.
But I will not look as ridiculous as I did with that.
Howard.
I will still look ridiculous, just not as.
I'll say I kind of find that hard to believe.
Hmm.
I will not look more ridiculous than I did with those, carrying 25 around on a pool noodle that I cut up.
Well, all right then.
You'll find another way to look ridiculous, Cameron. Let's be real.
Yeah.
True.
Oh no, trust me. I'm fully aware of that. That's not the problem. I just won't look that ridiculous.
That's fair. All right.
Alrighty, on to game of the week, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I did not replay this game this week, but I didn't need to. I'm ready to glaze this game. This game is peak.
I never played it.
You could have
Hell,
played the
buddy.
demo.
I beat it with Haley a while back. I did not play the demo. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, that's how I was like, Cameron and I did a boss, and it popped the take no damage, and Cameron's like, when do we do this? And I was like, Cameron, Cooper and Haley completed this. There's got to be a cheese method.
Crazy work.
Wow, ice cold.
And he was right. There was a cheese method.
I think you'll just suck.
Are you telling me you didn't just have Waddle Dee do it?
No,
Do all the damage?
no.
No.
Cooper's not gonna
I don't-
cheat out of a Kirby game.
Dude, Kirby game, yeah, it's literally made for kids.
Yeah, dude,
Honestly,
Kirby.
I'm-
Well, the challenges aren't.
Yeah,
Beating
bro,
the game is.
You're so bad that you failed a kid's game. That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
skill issue,
man.
bro.
Hey, it's okay. Me too.
Not as bad as dying in Elden
Real.
Ring, but like
You said not as bad as what?
dying in
Imagine
Elden
dying
Ring.
in Elden Ring.
You no
Oh, yeah,
longer
yeah.
kiss your homies with the face to face to share your food. You just high five.
Yeah, didn't they remove that because
Yeah,
somebody was upset somewhere?
I guess.
Gee,
Always.
everywhere.
Yeah, like I'm a man. I'm not. I don't want gay things in my Kirby game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, man, that doesn't. You don't have a problem with playing a Kirby game as a grown
have
adult, but you have a
problems with-
problem with the Kirby's kissing, and it's not
Literally.
even like gross. It's just a cute little. It's Kirby.
It's Kirby.
It's like a little peck
They
on the
give
cheek,
each other a little
basically.
I
peck.
complain
Yeah,
that
they
they
literally give each other a
removed it.
little peck. Like, who cares?
Literally, it's like what I do with like. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you pumped the brakes. Um. Yeah, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a great game.
I keep going. I need to get back to it, and then I don't. So this was a good. Now it's on my Switch too. So now I have no excuse not to, because I don't have anywhere else to store it right now. except back in its case, and I'm not doing that. I already did it with because I had Peach in there, just because I was like, I'll force myself to play Peach. I did not force myself to play Princess Peach, um,
I've
because
always
I already beat that game.
I've always liked Kirby, but I've never been super into any Kirby game in particular. Like they're always a fun time, but Kirby and Forgotten Land, I finished that game. I didn't complete it, but I finished it. Uh, and it really wasn't a tall order for me to do that, which normally it
Grant's
is.
gonna buy the DLC.
Um, I straight up might. I mean, it's a really good game. It's super basic, turn your brain off 3D platformer with a lot of really unique and creative things in all the levels. The absorption thing gets taken to a different plane, being able to absorb, like become a car or become a vending machine or whatever. Like they show a few in the trailer, but there's so many different ones, and they're all used in so many different unique ways. Sometimes, and they're reused all very effectively. Like I never got tired of becoming any of the things. It was always fun,
No.
and it was always a cool challenge every time you became one of
Oh
them.
yeah.
Like the graphics are great. It ran. It was one of the few games that I can confidently say runs great on Switch One. I had no issues with that. Um, the colors pop. The controls are very responsive. I just love it.
It's
It's
so
so
good.
good. Especially
Yeah.
after Star Allies, bro.
Yeah, for
Like it's
real.
such
Like
a
I was gonna say, Star Allies.
Bro,
That was
Star
very
Allies was
easy for me to
horrible.
quit. Like after an
yeah.
hour of playing that game, but this one's something.
It's
They
hard to put down, literally. Like
Yeah, it's like they're so bite sized. It's easy to pick up and play, and yeah, I literally found myself like, nah, I got to keep playing this, and I don't do that with Kirby. Kirby and Forgotten Land is something else. It's a really good game.
Yeah, that's. Dude, I just keep because like I want to do a 2-player for the recording, which means I have to have a second player, which means someone else has to be willing to play it. And Alex is always busy, and Chelsea's always tired from work, which I don't blame her for. So like, I never have someone. So I'm like, do I just play it by myself? I might just have to because like I need to get the rest of the game done before the DLC comes out,
Yeah,
which
I mean,
is next month.
I get the recording thing, dude, but you're missing out on some peak.
I Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. That's why I'm always like, do I play it or do I record it? And that's why I'm glad with games like Mario or like Mario Kart or Zelda, where I'm like, I don't have to choose. There's just so much content that it's physically stupid to burn this much of a hard drive for one game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land was so good. It literally made me go back and play Kirby Planet Robobot on the 3DS because I'd always heard good things about it, but I was just not a Kirby guy. And after that game, I was like, damn, maybe I am a Kirby guy, and Star Allies just sucked. Turns out that was the case. Planet Robobot, I need to play more of. It's pretty good, but
Cooper has Planet Robobot at home because I played it a little bit for the Amiibo stuff.
yeah, every time
I
I see it
that
mentioned online, they say it's a great Kirby game.
well
Star
was it
Allies' thing is more here's everyone from the series, or the vast majority. There's a few that
it is a
people.
look, Star Allies is a good anniversary game. That does not make it a good game for beginners, like to the series.
No.
No, it is a good game for beginners.
Yeah, it's such
No,
a good game for
well,
beginners that you shouldn't even play it.
Real.
no, no, not like Alex, not like beginners, like just like people that aren't used. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying words.
I can't.
Sometimes
That's fair,
y'all gotta
but
stop me. Sometimes I just say words.
Well, shut
I
up then.
I
can't
don't know where the
hate.
sentence is going.
I can't hate Star Allies completely because it brought back Adeline and Ribbon.
It did
Yeah.
bring back old characters, which was cool.
It's just very easily, which I think is a lot of people's problems.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people's problems with most Nintendo
Bro, easy? I couldn't even beat it.
games.
Just kidding. Haha.
He wasn't kidding.
I wasn't kidding.
So yeah, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
I didn't beat it, but not because it wasn't easy.
I want to give this one a 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
Whoa.
If you could make me
That's high
beat your
praise.
game, I don't beat games, people. I don't know how hard I can say that.
That's
I
so
don't
true.
beat games. If I beat your game, that's saying something.
True.
So Breath of the Wild and Tears is awesome.
Yeah, that's no shit. Those are 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
They won Game of the Year though. I don't need to tell people that those are good games. Kirby though,
But Link's Awakening's a 10 out of 10 based on this logic. Let's go.
yeah.
Real.
Well,
Link's
no,
Awakening is
okay. Let
better.
me rescind. That does not make it a 10 out of 10 just because I finished it, but it does make it at least like an 8.5 or a 9 minimum.
Because
Like,
it has to be good enough that it can hold your attention
yeah,
for
like
long enough to play.
Well, he plays like 50 games a week.
Link's
Over exaggeration.
Oh no, I
So
mean
do
you
the
have
rest of
you
us,
have a
though.
point. You have a point.
I was like, so do the rest of us. Well, I guess Cooper's not because he's too busy doing
Yeah,
like
but like
elementary
all
school
hard
and
focus
criminal
game to
justice
beat
system,
it.
apparently.
But also double back
Literally.
again. Why am I arguing? Yes, Link's Awakening is a 10 out of 10 for me. I've glazed that story. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, bro, I'd
what
glaze
are
Link.
let's hear some other ratings.
I mean,
I'm just gonna
I'd
skip
like to
over
hear
whatever you
Cooper's
did.
rating. I assume it's the same, but Cooper.
You know what? 9 out of 10. That way they have something that they know. They,
Hank Hill.
No perfect scores.
what did Cooper say?
There's a
They have
clip from
something
the
they
new
can strive for.
that's for
Oh
the
my
King of
god.
the Hill continuation. And
Yeah.
Hank gives the Uber
Uber
Star guys,
driver.
he's like, I'm gonna give you a 4. That way you have something to strive for.
but no, actually, definitely a 10. Like, it's such a good game. Like, me and Haley had a good time. Literally, like, there's probably like one boss I think I remember we had like struggled on or something. I spent like a couple years, so I don't remember exactly. But like, we had a really good time. Like, we literally beat it like over a couple weekends because it's just a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
So easy 10 out of 10.
All right. What else we got? Is there anybody that's gonna say not 10?
I
No,
don't
I
think
think
so.
I'll
Yeah,
say
bro.
10. I've
Zero,
played it the least, and
0
I
out of
think it's a
10,
good
bro.
game.
What, Alex?
I think I've played it the least, but I've seen a lot.
That's actually
When Cooper
impossible
and
given my
well,
current
yeah,
playtime.
you've played it the least, but like,
Other people that have actually
Of the
played the
cool
game.
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
Of the people that have actually opened the game before, you've played the least.
yeah.
It's not because I didn't want to play it. I just, I don't know. I
Forgot
didn't
there was a
get it.
demo.
I just didn't get it.
You can. I
Oh, you're
mean,
saying for the week? Yeah, no, I did not.
you
I did
Yeah.
not
can
play
about your fast food dreams.
True, dude. Me and Haley played a hell of that, bro. The fast food mini game's so fun.
It's
You
so
can also
funny.
play your gotcha dreams with the
Yeah, true.
with the
Oh
figures.
yeah. It's just a really good game. Like the
They're
Yeah.
like the
like
collectibles, I feel like you don't have to go out of the way for. Not, I forgot about all
also
about that, but yeah, those are like
like as much as there are like a bazillion, it is really solid that you you can just pick up like the you if you have to go back through a level you can just go, oh well, I'm gonna grab this one again, I'm gonna grab this one again, I'm gonna grab this one again, and they all count as new ones.
oh yeah.
10 automatic 10 is so good.
All right.
No, for sure. Good
Uh,
game.
onto the tidbits then. SpongeBob SquarePants is announced for Sonic Racing. This is peak. We're just continuing the peak here, I guess.
Dude, it's actually kind of fun.
I want to say he doesn't have voice clips.
Oh, that's
He
kind of
just
lame.
They're gonna
Dude, any of the
add. It's
characters
gonna
have
be
voice
$5
clips?
DLC later.
Just for the voices. But yeah, the characters are already DLC too, aren't they? Like
yeah.
Steve and them as well. That's
So
crazy.
like Hatsune Miku, Ichiban, and uh, Joker are all free because they're Sega characters.
Mhm.
But then, like,
Fair.
Alex and Steve and SpongeBob and Patrick are paid because they're not.
Microsoft.
Um,
Yeah. And Nick.
They're not
Yeah.
Microsoft.
They are Microsoft.
Alex and Steve are.
I said Microsoft and Nick.
Yeah.
Right, it's Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Nick.
I wonder. I'm curious to know who else they're gonna add though, because like they're going kind of like
We know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it leaked, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. So a lot of Nick for some reason.
interesting. I kind of wish it didn't leak though, because that kind of takes away from it.
Yeah,
But
but we don't know. It's like 4 of the slots of the 6 on the paid we know, but we don't know um the other 2.
right, you gotta wonder how Nintendo does it though, because like nobody knew shit with it, like especially Smash Bros.
Nintendo
Uh,
snipers will snipe
because they
you.
are willing to spend the money on having an entire army of people enforce NDAs and cut people's throats that do not comply, like a military regime. That's basically the only way. The amount of money
That's true.
Nintendo spends to keep things under wraps is probably a nauseating number because that's a lot of
Yeah,
work
like
people have to do. But if you're willing to spend the money on it, it can work.
I mean, think about this, right? There is no way that Mario Odyssey's main gimmick, if it were at any other company, wouldn't have leaked months before.
Yeah.
I guess they officially confirmed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Avatar Legends. But they haven't announced who's going to be from those 2 series.
Oh, dude, I wonder.
I sure do wonder. No, it's actually just going to be one of the Mutant Ninja
It's
Turtles.
gonna be
It's going to be
it's gonna
It's gonna be
Donatello.
Cabbage
Shredder.
Guy
It's not even gonna have the turtles. It's gonna have Shredder. Oh wait, the cabbage guy. That's
from
good.
Avatar is gonna be the
From
Cabbage
Avatar.
Guy.
Yeah.
My cabbages.
My cabbages.
100% completing
I know you don't
Balatro
believe, but it's true.
has developer better quote equipped to design the next big update.
Hmm.
What is that? Like,
What does that mean?
that's what I'm trying to ask. What do we got here? Um. Oh, okay. So the developer himself 100% completed the game,
Yeah.
so that he is now mentally well equipped to make a new update. In a message posted to social media, Local Thunk said it was, quote, a ton of fun to hunt for Completionist Plus Plus in his own game, saying he achieved the milestone by playing a few runs before bed. It's been a great part of my routine. I think it's also equipped me to better design the 1.1 update. Pumped to do it over again with the new content when it's out.
Well, realistically, it would tell you what sucks about completing it, right? To like better fix it.
No.
And it's
Yeah,
kind of like
I think so. I
um,
think that's what he's saying.
it's kind of like Concerned Ape, where he was like, uh, I liked the idea of the sword swinging towards um people, but or like the way that you see it, but I can understand the frustration of it not swinging as far as the other sword swings are.
Hmm.
Yeah, he also says he completed it by running mostly the ghost deck, some painted and yellow deck, and every now and then throwing in something random just for fun. So you have it here first. I guess try ghost deck a bunch. Mm.
Sounds like it.
Maybe it's the move.
I'm not a gambler. Don't ask me. Stellar Blade.
I am.
Stellar Blade director says Stellar Blade is rated as unsuitable for minors, so I don't think there's any justification for regulating such mods.
No.
And realistically, there's no proper way to regulate them. As you know, they probably aren't any cases where mods are completely controlled by developers.
Dude, it's not my fault I yearn for the mines.
Brett, shut up.
Bro, that ain't what he's talking about, and you know it.
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
Dude, all my ads right now are our Minecraft movie.
Is it
Hell
really?
Again.
yeah.
Oh, for like the like digital
The,
release
yeah,
or whatever it's called. Yeah.
and the streaming release.
No, the digital release has been out.
Oh,
Oh,
then
it
it's for
has been.
streaming.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The HBO Max.
Dude, we can
Although I
probably
think it
actually
still
watch
says
it.
it's only Max. We
Oh
could
yeah,
watch it.
Brendan's actually watching it right now.
Is
That's
it really?
I caught him when I came home. I saw the freaking scene where the llama is like just hanging out of the car. I was like, is that the fucking Minecraft movie? And he was
Minecraft
like,
movie?
yup. I was like, he was like, yup.
I mean,
I was like,
but to
alright,
be
well.
fair, it like at home is a much better way to view that
I think
movie.
it's a better.
Is it going to be
Oh yeah,
as
I mean
entertaining? I
guaranteed.
don't know, but like it's going to be less painful, ear rape wise.
I don't
So
think
Well,
it
like,
could.
there's also not a chance that you'll get a Molotov thrown in the middle of the theater.
Dude, the fireworks going off in like India and stuff. Oh my lord.
I
what?
like just found out about that this past week.
Oh, did you really?
From two of my coworkers. Dude, I didn't know that they were throwing like. Did you hear about the dude that threw a Molotov and killed 3 people?
Wait,
What?
what? Okay, I
No.
didn't hear about that. I heard
Yeah,
about
yeah, that's what
fireworks,
I'm
but
talking about. That's what no, there was
oh shit.
fireworks. There was a dude that threw an actual Molotov cocktail and killed 3 people.
What
Almost
the
said three killed
fuck?
people. Killed 3 people by throwing a Molotov cocktail. I'm not
Foot
even
and
joking about it.
steel.
Literally, he shot at foot and steel and
What
he
the
threw a
fuck?
Molotov cocktail and killed 3 people.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Where? Do we know where?
and I don't remember.
Oh,
But Caden and Z were the ones that told me about it, so
that's
they know more
crazy.
about it than I do. But yeah, it's crazy. They just and there's nothing else to say. That's just it. Some dude was retarded
Bro,
and stuck a
I hate it
Molotov in
here.
there and
I
killed
hate
three
it here.
people. Yeah.
Can't even go see a movie.
Oh, because of a freaking Minecraft movie.
Second plane.
Literally. That's essentially how it was. That's essentially how it was.
Yasumi Matsuno clarifies the localization script used by Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Um, the classic Japanese script is from the original PS1 game. The classic English one is from the PSP, and the enhanced ones are brand new that are revised. The English one being a direct translation of the Japanese one, or not direct translation, I get, but a translation.
A closer translation.
Yeah, not a
I
literal
would think.
translation, because you're gonna end up with weird sentences if you do that.
Apparently, they're not including the stuff from like other editions that have come out in years. Like there was War of the Lions, and they're like, no, we're not including it. What? Why is every developer like, oh, we're making a game again, but instead of making it the definitive version or improving content put into other versions, we're actually just gonna take that stuff back out and go back to what released 30 years ago.
Alex is still mad about Persona.
Hold on, they
because
actually
they don't care. They are just trying to make money. You can, because you can tell when developers do care, because they do those things.
Yeah, look at Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah, because in the interview, he's like, "Ah, we did consider adding elements like the jobs or the content. We just decided not to."
Because we
Um,
get it, Square. You lost all your code. You don't actually know what you're doing.
No, it says I and other members of the development team were not directly involved in the War of the Lions, but I do believe that content did fully. Do believe that content in the game did fully meet expectations of the players at that time. However, looking back, we asked ourselves, those who created it originally, could this game bring a hype to a new generation, bring this game to a new generation of players? And we concluded was to pay respect to the original game. So you just basically went, we didn't make it, we don't want it.
That's what I heard.
That's yeah.
Dumb.
Sounds about right.
Limited Run has asked Nintendo to pull the Gex trilogy from the Switch 2 eShop as it doesn't work on Switch 2, and they've asked them to pull it until a patch is released.
Nice.
So we'll see if that actually happens or not. I'm surprised Nintendo let it on, but I
I'm
don't know.
not.
Maybe it just slipped through the
Slid
cracks
by.
or something.
I mean, when you're
Have you-
checking literally every game for compatibility, some of them are going to slip through. Even some of Nintendo's own games slip through.
Yeah.
Because Pikmin 3 did. It wasn't,
Like
unplayable, but like it had some issues.
actually, on the Switch 2 is kind of interesting. But like on the Switch 1, I would not be surprised if it were. That's what I thought. I thought it was on the Switch 1 for a second. That's why I was like, oh no.
No, Gex Trilogy's also on Switch 1, and I think it
It's on Switch
works.
1 and it runs just fine. Yeah, that's the issue. It's a Switch
That's
1 game. It's not
crazy.
a Switch 2 game. It's a Switch 1 game.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
they didn't factor in Switch 2, I guess.
Good job.
Hytale is canceled. Hypixel
Yeah, I saw
Studios to
that.
wind down over the next couple months. What was Hytale again?
So
Yeah, I don't think I recognize that.
Hytale was a Minecraft clone essentially made by the team that does the Hypixel server on Minecraft. They had that. This has been in the works
For
forever.
years. Literal,
Like
yeah.
some people are like, "Oh, well, it's only been in the works for like 4 years." No, this has been in the works since before COVID.
Dude, before the Switch even came out, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure. Like, it's
it
been a
the
long time.
long that like this thing has been in development forever, and I just never released anything for it.
Yeah.
So like
They like
it's
made like
been
one video I think for it, or like a couple announcements.
yeah.
That was about it. Like
Supposedly they got bought out by Riot Games. I didn't have time to confirm that, but they got bought out by Riot. Then yeah,
Yeah,
I-
they give a thank. They say they're deeply grateful to Riot Games, not just for the years of support and the opportunities they gave us, but for the care they're showing our team during this transition. They supported us in going out into the world to see if there were investors or acquirers who could continue to help carry Hightail forward. And now, as we begin winding things down, they're ensuring our team is supported with generous severance and resources to help them find what's next.
absolutely insane, dude.
that is wild.
They didn't release the one game.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just randomly scrolling through one of their blog updates from 2021. Yeah, it looks like they have so much stuff. I can't believe they just throw it all away.
Gave it all, yeah. They're just trash is crazy.
You could very easily just do here like just all you need is a working version of the game,
Yeah.
release it, and
Dude,
then
sell it
go
as is, yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Like
even
and
have to
then
sell it; just have to just post it for free.
That too.
that's also an option. Just something. You don't have to just be like, oh well, game's dead. It's gone. Goodbye. This is the kind of thing that's going to end up in a mega leak in like a decade or two.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe not even that long, honestly. I might be overestimating it.
Mm. Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, rip.
Yoshi's Story added to Nintendo Music. Cool, but where's
Yeah.
Mario 3D Land and 3D World? Ever since I thought about that like a couple weeks ago, I've been extremely upset, and I don't want to listen to Nintendo Music until it gets there. So where is it? Ah!
It's up
Um,
your butt and around the corner, bro.
Actually, when
I
we were
see.
coming
It's all
home,
fun and games till I go digging in my butt for Mario 3D Land music and I don't find it. Then I'm gonna be really upset.
Dang, then the joke is really on me, isn't it? You said it was here. Where is it?
uh, um.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I'm sorry I said that.
You should be.
I actually like downloaded it on the way home from the Angie weekend.
So did
Like,
I,
I'll
actually.
try it. It's actually not bad. It's actually a really well made app. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean it works fine, and I enjoy using it as a like when I want noise, but I need to focus so it can't be a video, and I'm tired of the music I normally listen to. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll open that up and just throw it on a shuffle, whatever.
Yeah. It's actually like, dude, like the search is really pretty. It's actually pretty good. Like, it's crazy.
I do like the OG
It's a
Splatoon 1
competently
music is in there now.
made well app.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a really well. I hate that they're like still like spoon feeding all the songs, but like,
Yeah, that's the main issue with Nintendo Music.
Like all their other subscription things.
yeah. Speaking of which, have they dropped anything for like any NSO stuff? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Not
No,
since
because they're counting the
a couple weeks
GameCube for
ago.
Switch 2 probably as a drop.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick. That's so sick.
And and Mario Sunshine isn't even available at launch.
Which is insane. They already have it on the Switch.
Whatever, man. Okay, old but still interesting tidbit. So since the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct was there, we talked about that. I found a fun fact about Donkey Kong. So Donkey Kong Country's like the moves made for modern Donkey Kong were actually based on horses because gorillas don't move in a way that is satisfying for 2D platforming. And I know that sounds stupid because you're like, what do you mean horses do that? But like if you think about Donkey Kong Country, the way he runs, like the way he gallops when you hit run is actually like modeled after a horse instead of a gorilla.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
That's an interesting bit of
you
trivia.
know the other half of that, right? They
what?
went to a zoo, and gorillas are like they wanted to base gorilla sounds on something,
Oh
but
yeah,
like gorillas are very quiet.
yeah. They don't make a lot of noise. Um, they visited Twycross Zoo, TWY Cross. Uh, and so yeah, it was literally based on galloping horses instead. In the later games, like as games got more complex and everything, they made him more gorilla like in DK64 and stuff. Like they tried to pick out things that were extremely gorilla, to like amp that up to compensate for that. But yeah, real gorillas cannot run as fast as Donkey Kong can run because Donkey Kong runs like a horse.
That's sick.
Amazing.
See,
That is actually a really cool bit of trivia, though.
Yeah.
100 men versus a Donkey Kong. I think that's a closer fight.
Bruh.
Yeah, because well, the if you debate that too long, you're gonna have to answer the question: can Donkey Kong bleed? And I don't think Nintendo wants you to ask that question.
There are definitely
Yeah.
questions Nintendo
Is Donkey
doesn't want
Kong
you to ask.
mortal? Can Donkey Kong die? I'm finna at Nintendo right now. Hey.
Is Donkey Kong Donkey Kong?
Yeah, is Donkey Kong like Skips where he's like an immortal character, or is he like
Yes.
does he die like other gorillas?
I'd like to believe that he's immortal.
Well, Nintendo would like you to believe that too, but I want answers. I don't need faith.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair.
I'm gonna break into the Nintendo storerooms one day and find an answer.
Now, don't break in. Just get paid to do it. Get
True.
paid to be the one that says Donkey Kong is not immortal.
I mean, that's what Cranky Kong is, right?
He's just old.
Immortal? Yeah.
The sad
wasn't
answer is
immortal.
that they're all immortal because if they weren't immortal, then the money machine wouldn't keep going.
Yeah.
But that's a lame answer.
And unfortunately, we like monies.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right, on to the rumors. Sega accidentally leaked 6 years of sales data for some of their games.
Whoopsie.
How do you?
Whoops.
I posted that in the chat.
I could get maybe like 1 year, right, and like that, but 6 being an
No,
accident
it.
is crazy. I don't know. 6
Wait,
is a
So,
did I
lot.
post it?
Yeah, you
So-
did. I got it.
Realistically, it's all going to be stored in like the same area. You're not going to just have that stored willy-nilly
Dude,
for like an actual business.
that seeing Persona 5's number is crazy to me.
Yeah, Persona
It
5
sold more-
Royal, including remaster and multi-platform versions, doesn't include Persona 5, the OG Persona 5, not Persona 5 Royal. Total sales at 7.25 million.
No, in the last 3 quarters, it sold more than when I bought it, which was the first, or the last 3 years. It sold more than the first year, which is when I bought the game.
Yeah, wow.
That's crazy.
Sonic Frontiers 4.5 million. Team Sonic Racing 3.5 million. Total War 3 Kingdoms coming in at over 3.2 million. Yakuza Like a Dragon 2.8. Sonic Superstars 2.4. Total Warhammer 3 2.3. SMT 5 2.1. Persona 3 Reload 2 flat. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth 1.6. And Like a Dragon Gaiden the Man Who Erased His Name, which is the newest one, right?
Oh, the newest one is Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
That's
Oh,
okay. That's what I was gonna say.
but that's a
that
spin-off,
sounds-
essentially, isn't it?
They're the same idea. Like, they don't count as the main number title, but they star the main character or main characters.
So yeah.
They basically should be main titles, but whatever they want to count it as, sure.
Ubisoft's Mario and Rabbids teams, or Ubisoft Milan, pitched a new game concept before disbanding, but the proposal was rejected by Ubisoft.
So
I wonder what the
Mario
new
and
concept
Rabbids.
was. Rabbids
clue.
plus Mario.
Well, okay, look. Let's think about this.
Put rabbits first, yes.
Let's think about this. Mario and Rabbids 2 went to $30 literally a month after launch.
I know, and that's when you should have picked it up, because have you seen it?
I think I
Oh,
paid.
we
I
have
think I
it.
paid like 15 for it.
Oh, you bought the second one?
Yeah, we have it.
Shows how much I pay attention. I didn't realize it.
I don't even know if I've
Why
opened
is
that
it-
thing, but I was like, yeah, 15
I think I
bucks.
got. Dude, I think I
It'll-
got that for Christmas or something 1 year.
You did.
Yeah. I didn't even play the first one, bro. I was so confused.
I think I told Mom you would like it. Or maybe she needed a cheap gift and that was.
Are you
a
lied
cheap
to
gift.
her? That's crazy. Lying to your mother is wrong, or so I'm told.
Maybe she needed a cheap gift and I told her that would work.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dang, you
Sony.
just didn't want her to spend any money on Coop, huh?
I can't blame her for that.
Crazy.
Sony is allegedly considering acquiring Warner Brothers streaming and gaming assets. So that's what's happening to Warner Brothers. They are giving up. Maybe.
Good.
Theoretically.
Maybe.
Possible.
I don't know. I don't know if
Finally
Sony
doing
needs
something
more
that might make
assets.
them money. Let's go.
No,
Good
Sony
job,
doesn't
guys.
need more assets, dude.
As in, I don't think they do enough with the assets they have now.
Fair.
I just
I
don't like
mean,
companies getting bigger.
Mm.
I don't like this. So, I'll save that rant for another day.
or at least off the show.
Yeah. Early build of Concord was leaked. According to Video Games Chronicle, the build, which is named FW Chaos, was uploaded over the weekend and claims to be a build dated from November 14th of 2023. If this date is accurate, it means the build was compiled 9 months before the game's launch in August 2024. VGC has downloaded the build and can confirm it appears to be authentic. Well, I mean, like,
How do you,
cool, but who cares?
how do you confirm it's authentic?
I'm sure.
Probably know someone.
Yeah, they have a guy. And on
Yeah,
to the finishing topic for the week, brought to you by Cameron this week. What game slash series slash genre is meant to be completed? 100% completed. I would like to open this discussion by saying collectathons.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Like, that's the whole
Close the
point of putting
close
all
the
the stuff in the
question.
game.
Close the
Yeah.
question.
Doing, like,
That's it. Game over.
Specific games.
Yeah, we're
or,
gonna be
like,
way
types of games.
we're gonna be way more
Uh,
specific.
yeah.
But I thought
I think types
just
of
being like
games
done.
fits better than specific games.
Yeah, no, I figured that was an easy answer. It was funny in my head. I was thinking about this question and I was like
Yeah.
starting to get really into like, okay, so how do you draw this line, right? Because it's like the any game you could argue is made to be completed because that's what games are. Like, it really depends on your look of it. But then I was like, wait, why am I getting serious about this? Collectathons exist. That's what they're for. Easy answer.
There's also like so
Yeah.
many games like that are like, especially like you think about typical multiplayer games
sorry.
are like not meant to be completed in the slightest.
Yeah, no, because if you
Like
complete
there's
it, then
not
you
really a
stop
way
playing
to
and they're not going to get any money.
Right. Like
That's a good point.
there's not really a way to like for Alex playing Marvel Rivals. There's not a way to complete Marvel Rivals. You just play it.
Yeah.
It's fun to play, but I mean, otherwise, not much to do.
Yeah, obviously, I think the 3, 4. Hold on, let me count them. 5 3D Mario games are designed like because they're collectathons. But especially like Odyssey.
I would
No,
honestly
I'm
argue.
actually a Mario hater.
We know. I would
That's
actually
crazy.
argue
I don't
Odyssey
actually hate Mario. So
probably like the
that's
least.
crazy.
Like nor if you exclude getting max moons, then yes. But if you're going for max moons, I don't know if they actually intend for you to do that. I know
No. They
I
give
know
you
it turns
the
gold. I know they give you a prize for it, and it turns gold.
no. They don't give you max moons. So the 800, so the 999 is not. They will read it, but like technically,
That's not the
it
max.
turns gold at 864 when you got all the moons defined by the game's
Yeah.
challenges.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, like, I guess you could say that those games are meant to be completed, but like, I don't know. It becomes a big gray area because like Zelda, like Tears of the Kingdom, I could not imagine completing. But because
I
it's a
don't. That's
collectathon,
not
is
designed.
it meant to be completed? I don't like that.
I guess, but like it's so long.
It's not.
It's a loose definition.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. Like, obviously, the Mario one is 800 things, and in one of the new Zeldas, it's like 10,000 things. So
Yeah.
there's a big enough
Or like
difference in numbers.
take Mario Kart for example, right? Like they don't give you anything for
Yeah, they
getting all
expect you to.
they don't give you anything for getting all the stickers. You get nothing for completing time trials. Um
Mhm.
but they've got trackers for all the P switches, but then they don't show them on the map. Same for the Peach medallions. Same for the P switches. Although the P switches do show per area. Like they don't. I don't think they actually intend for you to complete Mario Kart World.
No, but you know what? I've got an answer that I think works, and it's not really collectathon. Spider-Man games, Batman games, like the Arkham series and the
Superhero
Insomniac.
games.
No, just
Well,
Good,
specifically
I guess
those
good,
two.
no.
well-made superhero games. I think
They've
any
got
story that
clear
has a,
completion objectives.
I think
Yeah.
any game that has like a solid story could fit within the realm of like games that you should complete.
Well, like
Or
Super Mario 64 does not have a solid story, but like its completion objective is 120 stars.
well, and I was about to
That's
say, or games that are I want to say easy. Like obviously Mario games like aren't easy. You still have to do quite a lot, and they're pretty long. But they're not
They're
difficult in
designed
terms of like they're designed
like
to be able to
and
be completed within a reasonable amount of time.
yeah, it's not. Uh, I don't know if Cooper's actually here right now, but it's not like Cooper suggested earlier, where it was like cookie clicker,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
which
not
is
something
fucking
stupid like that.
bullshit.
Honestly, I feel like most
Wow, the
I feel
hate
like
is
most
crazy.
RPGs I feel like most RPGs honestly fit into the category too of like games that you should complete. I mean, part of the whole point of RPGs is to kind of go through the story and play the story as your character. So to me, I feel like that it fits.
I think it depends on the RPG, because like
Oh
Octopath
yeah,
Traveler,
obviously, but
that's 8 stories before you can even take on the in-game boss.
yeah, but that's also like their stories. They're engaging, and they're not like the length of time. I feel like shouldn't be considered that much because if you enjoy the game, you're gonna take the time to actually play it.
True.
And
True.
it's supposed to be a story. It's supposed to be a narrative experience. So the fact that it takes a while is actually more of a benefit uh in that specific instance, in my
hold on.
opinion.
Let's clarify this completing thing. It's not finishing and beating the game. We're defining like
Like
doing everything
100%.
you can. Yeah.
Oh, you're okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about like finishing the
No,
game.
no,
No.
no, no,
No.
no. Because most
Completing.
like I I think only multiplayer would count for not finishing the game.
Yeah.
Like actually
Oh no.
completing the game, like 100% completion. That
I
that
mean, even
gets
then, I
a
still
bit
feel
more
like there's
strenuous.
several. I still feel like there's several good options within the RPG category that
Yeah,
um
you're onto something. Like
No, you
You
definitely
are.
are.
it's kind of just
Yeah.
like everything else where it's really hard to put specific definitions on it and it's more of a case by
yeah.
case thing. Cuz
Yeah,
No,
like
it definitely
which is
is. There's no doubt
Well,
about that.
I think anybody who has completed like a Yakuza game in entirety is a sicko.
Yeah, I do feel okay. I do feel like that would be pretty hard, just because I've seen you try to like play through a
I'm
large portion of Yakuza, and oh my god, the amount of stuff that there is to do in that game is ridiculous.
I just posted the example completion checklist from Zero. It says 374 objectives. But like my thing with the Yakuza games, I'll play the story, I'll play some of the mini games, I'll do the sub stories that are like the side quests to help people. That's kind of it for me. I don't do this. Let me do everything. The
yeah.
game is too much.
Yeah.
So for me, they definitely fall under won't do it.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. It feels like it's too much to me. Like there's several games like that. Like a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, as much as I do love the narrative of those games, and it feels super badass, like running around as an assassin, just like you feel unstoppable, obviously, but because that's like what they're going for. But there is no way in hell that I would be able to finish all those because they always have just like random things that you have to go and collect that take like an obscenely long amount of time, and they're always like they're all spread over across the map, different locations and everything. Like it, dude, no, it'd be such a pain in the ass. Like this not even quests and stuff like you have in Yakuza where there's just like you have to get certain scores on X mini game, but
Yeah.
even still, I don't think I would like recommend trying to complete that. I just feel like there's better uses of your time. Go start another game, dude.
Right.
I like to submit the genre of, of that one developer. I know, Alex, you know it. Man of Medan people who all
Oh,
those games.
Yeah, the
story-driven horror games,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Supermassive's games.
yeah, like those games are basically movies that you get to make decisions in.
Dude, so you've got
Yeah, that's
collectibles in each one, and I've done all the collectibles in each one. I don't have like all the trophies because there's some really stupid trophies that I was just like, I'm not doing it. But like, if you open, then yeah, I've done everything in those.
Yeah,
That's
like
like,
I guess
say,
maybe it's a gray area because like yeah, if there's stupid trophies or whatever, maybe not so, but like
but if you don't
in
count
a
the trophies as
vacuum,
part of the completion process,
it makes sense it would all be designed to be completed because you're supposed to watch all the scenes, make all the decisions and stuff.
I mean, well, I was gonna say you don't have to make all the decisions, but cause like, I don't know. I guess I play them a bit differently. I'm like, I saved everyone. I got all the clues and collectibles. I did it. I completed this game. Besides achievements,
I mean
which I'm
that's still
like,
fair though. Like if
I mean, I
as long
think
as you
that
feel
holds
like
up
you've
just
gotten
as
to the
well, yeah.
point, yeah, I feel like as long as you've gotten to the point where there is
nothing
um
else for you to do
like
in the
no,
game
yeah, minimal
except
to
for
nothing left for you to do. Like
well, like they've all. So I'll give examples. So all of them have a you saved everyone achievement, and all of them have a you murdered everyone.
right,
Nobody survived the night or whatever. Um, but then like Men of Madame, which is the one Grant brought up, it was like beat the game with a friend online.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
What
like
a dumb achievement.
toss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that should not count towards platinum. That should be its
But
own
there's
like
yeah,
stupid category.
I feel like there's always gonna be like stupid cases of games where you shouldn't probably complete, but
Yeah. But if you defined it as like, wow, I found everything, sure.
I did everything in the game. I just didn't do the stupid
External game
things
stuff.
to
Yeah.
extend the
right,
link.
yeah.
Like I didn't do the stupid trophies that are just there to extend the length of the game.
Technically, I've done all of the stuff in the games. Corey's weird because you have to pick, and I didn't like that. And then it doesn't even save it to like the overall file. They're like, you can either get the clue or you can get the tarot card.
Right.
But I want both. And then
No,
the
not
casting of
allowed.
Frank Stone one actually did have like a choosable timeline. So they're like, that's like what you were talking about, where you follow the paths. And I kind of hate that as well. I don't want to have like, because David Cage's games, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human, all have that timeline thing where it's like, did you see every path? No, and I really don't want to.
Hmm.
Well, it's because you got oh well, this scene you picked up the fish, like as an example, right? That means that here in 6 chapters you'll go, oh, I love fish. I will protect the fish.
Crazy.
It's
I
something
mean,
like that. Not
well,
not exactly like that, but it's like
you're
something
close.
along
You
that
can,
though,
as
where it's like,
Connor, you can save a fish in that first scene, and I did. But
wait, does that
like,
actually come back into play later?
no, but like Marcus's choice of piano, chess, or paint, not paint, read. You paint in the other room.
does
uh,
actually affect things later
does
in
actually
gameplay.
affect a way later chapter's timeline because it's like, well, which one did you pick way back then? It's like, yes, 20 hours ago, I'm not playing this game 3 times.
All right, we got any other submissions?
Coop, you've
Forgotten
been kind of
Land.
quiet. Forgotten
Yes.
Land. Let's go.
Les
um,
Cooper thinks that.
Cooper, you've been kind of quiet.
I'd say, well, like there's obviously the big games that'll take a long time to do, but like if you enjoy, I think they're like good. There's gonna be like Cookie Clicker, Vampire Survivors, Balatro. They're gonna take a long time to complete, but like if you enjoy them, it's
Pilatro brings up a great point. Roguelikes.
Roguelikes are
true.
Yeah.
fun.
Are they
I was
or
trying
are
to
they
find.
not? Because I was thinking about this and I ended up not saying anything because I hit a really bad point, and I'm really glad
You know
Cooper
what,
brought this
though?
up because, like,
Well, I
yeah,
was looking for a list of like people's opinions on this question, and I did see the Rogue Binding of Isaac mentioned a lot.
yeah,
I have now beaten uh Risk of Rain 2. I beat the base game, and then they came out with the first DLC, and I beat the first DLC. And they came out with the second DLC, and for a while they didn't have any Steam achievements, and now they have Steam achievements, and I'm 132 out of 149 again. Um,
tragic.
so as long as they don't get updated, I think it's fine. But if it's a game that keeps getting DLCs, it's kind of annoying to keep track of.
Yeah.
But like, it's made to be
Someone,
completed because there's a bunch of stuff to get, and the appeal is the multiple runs to get all of that stuff. But also,
Right.
the
Yeah.
other appeal of a roguelike is that it's always new every time you play it. So is it meant to be completed if you're supposed to play it even after you get all the stuff? Still, like,
Oh, good question.
I mean, I don't see why
some
not.
on this
I mean,
thread, some sicko said Stardew.
no, farming sims are not.
Yeah, that was my opinion.
This
I
is
was like,
hell.
they're like perfecting it is so fun. No, that
for
honestly
who?
sounds like torture to me.
I mean, it's fun to me, quote unquote.
But not like
Well, just because
go.
it's fun doesn't, like
It's
Nigel said
it's not
before. Just
made
because
to
it's
be.
fun doesn't mean it's
It's
good.
not
Yeah.
made to be completed. It's
I
And see, now we
I
like you could argue, but now we start to get in that slippery slope of aren't all games meant to be completed? That's the point of playing the game, but obviously not.
no, because they add a bunch
Oh
of
no.
junk. I'm gonna say that for the vast majority of probably because I did it in most of them. I think the modern Persona games are, but
How
most of it is defined as you complete the compendium helps you, doing the social links helps you. There's, I guess you could define it as, did you get? I mean, like, let's do the one I did. I played Royal first, and I did everything you could possibly do in the game, and I had a great time that whole time. But nothing was overtly hard.
but then you've got Persona 5 regular, where people are like, but you have to get all of the candies from every date.
Who counts that? Sickos.
hmm.
Yeah.
Good
I,
question.
And
yeah,
Going
right?
on, going on to that idea of like split paths that Alex was mentioning earlier. I think Henry Stickmin does that like perfectly, and
oh,
I really
Henry
like.
Stickmin
Oh,
is
Henry
designed to
Stick.
be complete.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that.
Great answer.
It makes it
Like the
nice
whole
and easy.
the whole
Honestly,
collection.
good answer. Good answer, Cooper.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Clicking all the characters is torture,
it's a bit annoying. Yeah,
but
Yeah, but
it's
like
tedious,
I
that's
just
why
but
they put
but
all
there's
the
nothing.
comedy in there. Like it's meant to, you're gonna laugh.
oh, it's
So
not funny
true.
after you see the joke 20 times trying to get the one guy who's on the
For like
frame.
2 frames. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but there's like nothing in there where it's like I'm gonna be here for 20 hours just to do this one thing.
No.
no,
You
it's like
know?
I think what 8 hours. I think I have on my playtime.
Yeah, I think you and
Yeah.
Alex have about 8. Like
Yeah,
it is
a little
not
8.
that like short games like that where it's like just nice, easy completion process. Those are meant to be completed. You know, it
Absolutely.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
really what the completion process is, but like when it's short enough that like all the things that are required to 100% it can be done in less than a workday.
Yeah, that's why 2D Zeldas, except for
Links with 2.
no. Well, I don't define that as like I guess that's a 2D Zelda, but let's ignore the one that's like also a platformer. I was gonna say Minish Cap. Minish Cap is also for sickos
Yeah, for sure.
because they're
Yeah,
like,
if you
did you
do
do
all
all
the
the
kinstones, you're crazy. You're a
well?
maniac.
You've got the kinstones, and then you've also got the figurines.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
gross.
I would define most of the 2D Zeldas as like completing it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap the show up for us here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, youtube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you get your show, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at All Night Gamers with a K. Let us know what games do you think are designed to be completed. Do you like Donkey Kong Bonanza? Do you like Banana Gems? You gonna buy that game? You're gonna not? And yeah, let us know. We'll be back next week as always for more gaming news, talk, and discussion. Thank you so much. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. We love you all to death. See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.